Welcome back, all my Minecrafting friends. It is time for the Day 4 player update of the Lorax Challenge. Let's see, what is my situation here? Safe? Pretty safe. Okay, no holes back here. We got any more fence? No. Okay. Now I should be perfectly safe. Okay. Let me start off by saying that I saw Sayu Lily's live stream on Friday night where she did the entire Lorax challenge in one live sitting. She started out with 3 people on her team. Her and Optimus 1971 and Kid of Optimus 1971. A 4-year-old named Alora. That anyway, she finished up with just her because both the Optimuses were killed, one by spider and one by skeletons, I think. But she made this great castle with hardly any mining. She made this like staircase up into the air, 20 blocks off the surface, and then made a little walkway around in a big circle. And she had a bucket of lava and a bucket of water, and she made she stick the lava on the side of the walkway, and it would flow down to the all the way down to the surface. Then she'd pick up the lava and put a water bucket right there, or a water block right there, and it would flow over the lava and make a stone column. And she just repeated this all the way around until she had stone columns all the way around, and it was really cool trick. And then I saw someone else, when I was watching the updates, did a similar thing where he was making a stone floor for his castle using a lava bucket. So he started out in the middle of the lake, and he put down one block so he'd have something to put the lava onto, and then he stick the lava on top of that block, and it would flow out over the lake and make stone blocks. And then he would, move over and set the lava on, on one of the edge, on one of the stone blocks that was at the edge, and it would flow out over the water and make more stone. And it just kept expanding until they had a big stone floor out there, all from one lava block. So apparently you can make a whole stone castle without hardly any mining, or very little mining. So I think on my next episode, on my Day 5 episode, I might give that a try. Okay, so let's get to the list. Friar Nurgle was working on castle walls, raising the walls. He made a farm. He's got full armor now, and his melons are growing, producing new melons. Next is Draydon. Draydon made a melon farm. He's did some mining for redstone, and he's using a piston cobble generator to make horizontal rows of cobblestone. So check out his episode and you can see how that works. It's a little complicated, but it looks very effective. Next we have Cyan 93. Cyan 93 started out his Day 4 by clearing land with a water bucket, and then he made a melon farm. Then he decided to do some mining to get some resources. He staircased down to 11 and then started mining at 11. He found diamonds, and at the end of his episode, he had just broken into a large cavern underground, and he's out of iron and he's out of coal. Okay, so he couldn't even mine the diamonds that he found because he didn't have an iron pick. But I think if he goes into this cavern, he's sure to find coal and iron that he can use to to continue on. Next we have Doomful Silence. Doomful Silence made some bread, so he's eating good. Went back to the to the Darkwood biome to get some mushrooms, stocking up. And then he went back to exploring the mine shaft, looking for the melon chests. He's still looking for them. Okay, next we have Combat Dude. Combat Dude made a start on his castle. He also made a very large farm, including a melon farm. And then he decided he needed more cobble, so he went cobble mining. Next we have the team of T&P Minecraft. The P in this team is Frina, and she was attacked by skeletons and almost killed, but she did survive and recovered. They started working on their castle, and it is a really cool design. You should check them out. Next we have Nova Cookie 232. He's mining cobble, and then he got hungry and decided to go fishing. Then after he was done with fishing, he started laying out his castle. So he's working on the bottom level there. Next we have the team of Velk and Evik. They started out their episode by mining cobble. They discovered a new ravine, not the ravine that is in this with the wood, but this new ravine they found has got lava in the bottom of it. They did find diamonds, and they did some farming. Okay, next we have Derp Guru, formerly the team of Derp and Kid, but Kid died, and now it's just Derp on her own. At one point she got down to half a heart. She's fighting cave spiders. Okay, you know, one hit from a cave spider and you're down to half a heart. She recovered from that, went on, did some more fighting, and got down to 2 hearts, and she's out of food. So things are not looking good for Derp. She's having a rough time. She doesn't know how to get around these cave spiders. She still needs to find the chest with the seeds, and she needs to get some food before she starves, and so that she can regen. Okay, next we have Baker Bell. Baker Bell's got 2 people on her team, her and Dan, but well, she had 3 people on her team, her and Dan and someone else. I can't remember the third one, but anyway, Dan was down there looking for the seed chest, and he found the seed chest, and he got back to the castle with it, but he walked into the front of the castle, which is open, doesn't have closed doors or anything on it, and he opened his inventory and wasn't watching behind him, and a creeper came up behind him and blew him up. So Dan is dead, blown up by a creeper. So now there's only 2 people left in the Baker Bell team. But they did get the seeds, so they picked up the seeds that Dan brought back to the castle, so good job on getting the seeds back. And then they continued working on making the castle taller, working on the walls. Next we have Technoscribe. This is a Technoscribe solo world. She fought the cave spiders, and she got the seeds chest. So she is making progress, ready to start working on her castle. Next we have Outfoxed. Outfoxed started out his episode by exploring. Then he did find the seeds chest, and he also found the spider dungeon. Then he did some farming, and he's a little concerned with his episode. He labeled it unofficial because he didn't know whether a problem he had with his day 3 video would disqualify him. He had like a 5-minute period during day 3 where his recording didn't work, and he doesn't have the footage for that. I told him that was fine. It's, stuff happens. He's not disqualified. You know, he's official. So he's not out. He's in. So Outfoxed is in. Next we have the team of Technoscribe, Mom of Miners, and Frank and Honest, also known as Mike Deadman. Day 4 was moving day for them. They decided to move their chests and their ovens and their crafting tables and everything up out of the ravine up to the start of their castle. Okay, and they started working on the castle, laid out the bottom foundations of it. They made a melon farm, and then they did some fishing. Next we have the solo world of OG Games. He spent day 4 mining cobble and doing some farming. Next we have the Team Suicide, which is OG Games, New Azusa, and it was going to be Soma, but Soma couldn't make it this time, but she came back in this day 4 episode along with another guest. I think it was Viv Cakes, not sure about that name, but Soma and Viv Cakes joined them on day 4, and New Azusa was killed by a skeleton in day 4. But they did get the melon seeds, so they are ready to start on building and farming. Okay, next we have the team of Secret Agent Maya and Dot 83. They spent the day exploring the mine shaft, looking for the seed chest. They have not found it yet. They're still looking. Next we have Scody Garbitas. And Scody Garbitas and Nathan Pelton are doing separate solo challenges, but they are talking to each other over Skype while they're recording. So their episodes are kind of similar. They both got started on their castles. Scody made a ladder up from the dungeon to the surface, whereas Nathan Pelton pillared up from the dungeon to the surface. Nathan is growing melons, made a melon farm, and his melons are growing. And Scody is mining cobble. He needs more cobble for his castle. Okay. And then Nathan is mining cobble too at the end of his episode. So, next we have the team of Amy Chatters, Talbotron, and Voodoo Beard. They worked on the castle in day 4. One of them went off, I think it was Voodoo Beard, went off looking for a jungle to try to get melon seeds. But he did not find a jungle. But while he was out looking for a jungle, Amy Chatters found the melon seed chest, found the seed chest down in the mine shaft. So he turned around and is heading back. They made a melon farm and a potato farm, and they made bread. Next we have Christ Gaming. Christ Gaming made a wheat farm and spent the rest of his episode mining cobble. Next we have Psycho SFK and Crazy Kinsey. Psycho is exploring. He did find the siege chest, and he also found the spider dungeon. And Crazy Kinsey was chased by a witch, but she's okay. So next we have Piker Eyes. Piker Eyes started working on his castle, and then decided he didn't have enough wood, so he went back to collect more wood. Next we have Swordfish. Swordfish fell into the ravine at the beginning of his episode, got down to half of a heart, but he recovered. Then he decided to collect cobble for a while, and came back up, started working on the foundations of the castle. Well, maybe not foundations, just the steps to the entrance of the castle, and he made a little flower garden in front of the entrance of the castle. Next we have Brandon Richmond. Brandon went looking for a good place to build his castle He he's the one that used the cobble generator on the lake, putting down lava blocks to make a stone floor out of the lake, and he also made a melon farm. Next we have Cake Plays a Game. He is fighting cave spiders. Then he went fishing. Then he came back and back and fighting stuff and got down to half a heart. Had a close call there. Then he was mining more cobble, and his melons are growing. So his melon farm is producing melons now. Next we have Final Dog Bubble. Final Dog Bubble started out on his castle. Then he came down to the mine shaft and did some exploring. He found the chest with the 1 diamond and the melon seeds. And then he spent the rest of his episode collecting various resources: wood, iron, cobble. Okay. Next we have J-Seed. J-Seed started out by fishing. Then he switched to exploring the mine shaft. You know, he's still looking for the siege chest. He was fighting cave spiders. He located the skeleton dungeon, and he found the siege chest near the end of his episode. So he's got the seeds. Next we have Nest Flow. Nest Flow is doing his in German, of course. He started out his episode by exploring the mine shaft because he's looking for the siege chest. He fought cave spiders. Yeah, he's very effective against cave spiders. He was able to get right in there and break the spawner and kill the spiders, I think, without ever being hit once. Earlier in the episode, while he was exploring, he killed a witch, and she dropped a potion of healing. And at one point, when he was fighting the cave spiders, he got down to half a heart, and I thought he would use the potion of healing, but he decided not to. He's saving it for, for when he needs it more. Recovered his health the normal way by eating, and got him back up to full. And but he's still looking for the siege chest. He has not found it yet, but he's close. He's in the right area to find the siege chest. He just hasn't gone down every little aisle yet. Okay, next we have Overraptor. Overraptor did some farming at the beginning of his episode, to get some wheat. Oh, stuff's going on out there. I think an Enderman is stuck in a web or something. I don't know. Anyway, Overraptor went up on the surface and put torches down on the hilltop by the lake, to try to claim this area from the mobs. But he didn't start building his castle yet. He decided he didn't have enough cobble yet, so then he went back down into the mines to mine cobble. Next we have Lanio. Lanio is working on the castle, making it taller, and then in the second half of his episode he mined cobble. Next page. Okay, next we have Holdabot. Holdabot started out his day 4 by exploring the mine shaft, looking for the seed chest. Pretty soon into it, he found the seed chest, and he also found the spider dungeon. And then he decided to do some fishing, not up on the surface, but in a little 4x4 down underground. He's fishing. Okay, next we have the solo world of Mike Deadmond. In his solo game, he spent day 4 collecting wood, and then mining cobble, and then back to collecting wood, and then back to mining cobble. And that takes care of it. That is it for day 4. I'll see you all in day 5. In my day 5, I plan on doing some lava cobble generation for my castle. Starting out with the floor like Brandon Richmond, and using the wall technique of Sayu Lily. So thanks to Brandon and Sayu Lily, I will be building my castle with very little mining in day 5. This is Mike Deering signing out.